Alright, welcome to another episode of In the Booth, where we interview voice actors of machinimas, fan dubs, or any other online web series. I'm your host, JD Carr, and with me tonight is...
The great and Just joking. It's Brandy!
Brandon Coe, everyone. Yay! And this is where I should put some audience sound effects of them clapping.
Clap, 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 clap.
Clap. Thanks again for taking the time to do this little interview, Brandy.
It is Dragon Ball Xenoverse release day. This is killing me.
Don't mention the game. I want to play it. Okay. I guess the first question is always this. I guess what inspired you to get into voice acting, Brandy?
Because it was freaking cool. Okay, sorry, that was a really short answer.
That's okay.
More or less, I used to watch Red versus Blue all the time as a kid.
Ooh.
And, is the only mainstream thing I knew of that used Halo as an engine. And so I started getting curious, and I saw Arbiter's videos as, like, the second series of machinima I'd ever seen.
Nice.
I think I had seen some Damon production stuff beforehand, but I didn't recognize it because I was like, oh, what's this picture of a dude walking into a doorway or something? I didn't understand that at first. I was just, oh, it's just a bunch of clips. And so I didn't really see a series until, Rise of the Spartans. After seeing that, I was just like, hell, I want to be in a movie.
Cool. And it just went from there?
No, well, more or less, yeah.
And I guess, what were your favorite roles? Like from then like till now, like when you first got your mic, and then like till now when you upgraded, what was like your favorite role? Or favorite roles, quote unquote?
Well, I'm going to take out all the ones that die. I'd have to say my favorite role would probably have to be my very first role of a series that got canceled. It was called Planet of Glass.
That sounds familiar for some reason.
Yeah, it was very first machinima I was ever going to be in, and it was a Halo Reach machinima. Obviously, you glass a planet of glass, la 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 la. Before Glasslands came out, which I thought was pretty neat. Very first role was an ODST named Ramsey. He was just like, he was like he was like one step above the rookie.
Ramsey.
Yeah. Ramsey! He was going to die.
Oh.
Like, he was going to, but I decided, no. Because I ended up becoming co-writer eventually.
Woohoo!
My other favorite role would have to be generally any other time I get to be Megatron voiced elites.
Good voice.
I guess. Nothing beats going, just standing on top of a tank and Minions! I demand you! And then just firing at everybody.
Was it another role that the majority of the people know you from is, I guess, from Rise of the Spartans? You play King, and so
yes.
You sometimes play gruff type soldiers that are like, hey, I don't care about you, we gotta do this thing, or like, why are you always like this? You're not supposed to be like this. You're supposed to be like what they're supposed to tell you to do. So my question to you is, do you sometimes hate it when you get like typecasted into playing these gruff type grumpy characters?
Well, I don't know what everybody else hears in my voice because obviously I'm not the gruffest fellow out there. I'm more accustomed to, say, anime roles or something. But whenever I see people trying to cast me as a gruff role, it's always just like, okay, I need you to do King. And I'm just like, okay, so gruff leader guy, right? And he's like, yeah. Okay. Whenever I get typecasted as it, it's not like I have a problem with it. In fact, it's more or less turned into a running joke with me and Mikey because, generally I get cast as either gruff roles or people who die.
Sadly. Which happens most of the time. I've seen some stuff that, yeah, your character dies. It was
And
like,
that's an understatement. That happens all the
don't
time.
cast Brandy as the red shirt character. Come on. It's like, it's like he's gonna. Yep. They just killed him off.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for somebody to make a compilation of all the times I've died. Oh, it'd be magnificent.
Play some Mario theme music in the background. Bam, bam. Like, put, and like, was it played? Put the sound effects like every time you die. Ding, ding, ding.
It'd be like a Krillin owned count. Oh my god.
The Brandy own count. Just for you, I'm one of these days I'll make a compilation. One of these days. One of these days.
Yay!
Let's see. Continue on. Are you expanding into other voicing roles besides from machinimas? Like, cause I hear recently you've been doing some other online web series.
Oh, yes. I've taken part in Sims machinimas. I've tried my hand at doing some fan dubbing. I'm definitely in an abridged or two because I played Mellow in a Death Note abridging.
Oh.
No, don't watch it because I sing in it and I have no singing voice, and oh my god, it's embarrassing. I actually have a playlist. It's in a playlist on my channel, so don't look at my channel.
I'm gonna put the link in the description. So yeah, everyone go to Brandy's channel after this is done.
No, I'm gonna die. But I've been trying to branch out because, well, being typecasted so often in machinima tends to stagnate somebody's acting abilities. And so I would love to branch out just to learn more and be able to do more.
That's nice. Anyways, I guess my next question is, what do you do sometimes to, I guess, improve your craft? Like, change your voice, how to do new or low tones? Like, what do you do to help improve your craft?
Oh, I'm a big fan of method acting, or at least I think that's what it's called, where you move your entire body doing a voice role. Originally, when I started out doing an elite, I used to do this thing where I would hold my hands out in sort of like I don't know how you would say it, like a bear, like you're about to do a bear hug or something. You have your hands out. I have my fingers splayed out, but I have my middle finger and my ring fingers, held together, sort of like in like one of those alien things.
We come in peace.
Yeah, so it's like a V shape, and then I have my thumb. I would do that, and then I would like clench them a little bit. I'd bend forward, give myself a hunchback, and then the entire time I'd be like, "Hello, little Spartan. Welcome to my little cave. I'm not going to hurt you at all or anything." And over time, it would just get even like worse. I'd be like half bent over my desk, just, "Master, please do not kill me. I didn't mean to let them go." And then I get killed. And then, whatever.
That was like a good Starscream impression, to be honest. That sounded like a good Starscream impression.
Yeah, that's like the only, like, speaking of typecasting, that's the two voices I get typecasted in for elites.
Oh.
I'm Megatron! Oh, I am Starscream! That's just about it.
Oh. Oh, I hear someone in the background. We got another guest.
Oh yes, that is my little brother that gets in the way of every little voice acting thing I do.
Everyone say hi to Brandon's little brother. Yay! As you know.
Yes. He's the bane of the existence. He is the one that causes deadlines to stretch for me.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, of doing lines, do you have like a very hilarious story to tell when you do any type of lines? Do you have like any hilarious story when doing lines?
Oh God, yes. Especially whenever I mess up during a line. You see, I tend to like read through a script, I try to do it I try to do it within a reasonable time. And so whenever I do a voice acting role, I generally do my lines as I read them for the first time, just to have the first feeling of them. Usually that's a problem for me, because it's like, oh, you're not fully in character and everything already, but I'm used to the character I get casted as already, so I don't really do too often. I'd have to say the funniest roles would have to be during the times when I'm doing voice acting and say my cat will get in the way and she'll meow, I'll meow back at her, and we have a conversation until I realize, oh crap, I was recording. I think I'll just leave it in there.
Bloopers.
Of course. It's always nice to leave little bloopers for the people I do lines for because, it gives them a laugh. I get to look like an idiot for a bit without being an idiot, and everybody has fun with it.
Yeah. Let's see. When you get a role, do you sometimes prefer doing like live action voice direction, like with the director in like a Skype chat, or do you just go off like the notes or whatever the description of the character they just give you?
Oh, not very many people give notes. They'll give me a line, and the better writers tend to say worried or panicked or hurried or something, but it's increasingly rare as I take roles. The times I have done live directed voice acting, it was a little awkward,
You
like
don't really like have the freedom you have when you're not alone. I mean, when you're alone.
yeah, like I'd rather be able to get it done all in one go instead of having to like submit line, wait for him to listen to it, and then say, "Hey, you need to fix this." And it's a lot more convenient when you're in a Skype call, but it's awkward.
Yeah. Don't worry, you'll get used to it as the time goes on.
Oh yes, once I start auditioning, because fan dubbers seem to love live things.
Don't know why, but they do. Let's see. Oh, here's a fun question for you. I guess, who is your favorite voice actor or actress, like from any type of show that you've ever watched?
From any type of show I've ever
Any show,
watched.
like it could be an anime, it could be a cartoon, could be anything from like an online web series.
Oh my God. I'm currently stuck between
You can,
Johnny Young
yeah, you can have
Bosch
multiple if you want.
and Steve Bloom.
Ah, the King of Kings.
Yes, the King of Kings, Tom, the
Spike Spiegel.
Spike Spiegel. Didn't he play Mugen from Samurai Champloo?
But yes, he did. Yeah, the one that hip hop samurai.
And I noticed that Steve Bloom is definitely a big Starscream fellow. Like, oh my goodness. He was definitely one of the more unique voice actors I had known at the time because I grew up around, like a lot of people grew up around Pokemon. I grew up around Digimon.
Digimon,
And
yes. Thank you. You're not the only one that
yes.
likes Digimon.
Rydramon! Just every single time he got a role. Black War Greymon, Rydramon, Flame Dramon, all these things he would be. And he could manage to do it all without messing up or making them all sound too much alike.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was just such an integral part of my childhood that, I just had to try to do what he did.
Multimon.
Oh, Tatatomon. Oh.
Tentomon. I can do a good Tentomon.
Nobody can. Tentomon!
Oh, man.
You gotta sound like you're vibrating whenever you sound like Tentomon. My God.
Oh, wow. What is it? I was gonna say that was gonna be my second question to you. Is like, if you had the chance, would you want to meet with your favorite voice actor and then like in any type of series if you got the chance to work with him?
Oh, hell yes. Oh, yes. If I were able to meet up with the Steve Bloom, oh, there would be a lot of catching up to do.
Fainting in the booth.
Just like I'd hear Steve Bloom talking over the line. So it's like I just freeze. Brandon, it's your turn. It's your
Fanboy scream.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be able to function the first few sessions. I'd probably get kicked out right then and there.
Maybe if that were a convention, no. But like if this was like an actual production thing, then yeah,
Oh
would
my
get
God.
kicked out.
Yeah, I'd come back for the redo. I'd
Yeah,
do
redo. Speaking of like doing voice acting, do you plan on doing voice acting as like a professional career, or maybe like just continue as like a hobby, or maybe a little bit
Oh.
of both?
Well, my idea is I don't really care too much about money. As long as I have, the general basics. Say I have my entertainment systems, have a place to comfortably sleep, and have plenty of food, I'm fine. So I can literally just live in a studio apartment with a computer and an Xbox. That means I'd be able to save a bit of money, and I'd be able to just do
Wait, you
whatever
said
job.
Xbox. Why not
X.
PC?
No. Well, I mean, I have a
I'm just
PC
kidding.
and
Just
an
kidding.
Xbox. Because I don't touch PS4. That's dirty. That's dirty. That's dirty. No. I also heavily subscribe to the PC Master Race, but the idea is I will just head off to New York once I've gotten enough money from home. And once I'm there, I'll take whatever job is available to me at the time, and I'll just do all my voice acting and filmmaking on the side.
Ooh. Speaking of which,
Yes.
we're gonna diverge off a bit. Like, do you plan into doing like any live action productions? Like, I guess in the future, if you're aside from voice acting, do you plan on doing any live action productions?
I would love to, and I'd love to try it. Um, Live action acting, it would definitely be something I haven't actually done before. And I know for a fact it's definitely important to get acting experience of all kinds. But it's just not something I've had the opportunity to, get into in my area because my area full of hicks and hillbillies. And
I got the beer.
most of the acting I do is when I have to walk on down and do a funny face. My God, that was horrible. But yeah, I would definitely like to branch off into live action stuff just to see if I can do it.
I'm probably gonna get like a lot of hate for this, but do you think like eventually, do you think you're gonna be sick and tired of machinima? So I guess will you ever leave machinima voice acting if you ever get sick and tired of it?
Um, Not really. I mean, at the moment it's a hobby, and I can't really leave a hobby. Like I can sort of like drop it, but
But
it,
eventually, like once you find something that's you know, well, if you get like if you think it's no fun anymore, I guess in my perspective, not perspective, but eventually.
I don't know. I mean, it for me it sort of depends on the content that's coming out. If there are exciting roles and, rich storylines to explore, then of course I'll be around. And, I try to keep, a demo reel present on my channel in case somebody, regardless of where they come from, can, find me. And so if, there's still something to do in Machinima, I'll pretty much stay there.
Hmm. Brandon Coe, everyone. Brandon Coe. Woo! Wise words. Yeah. Let's see. I guess aside from machinima voice acting, you already said fan dub. You already said a bridge series. Have you done like any fan dubs before? Like whether it be anime, cartoons, or any type of other online webcomic.
Oh, there was one comic I had done called I Feel Sick, and I had to do some sort of goth character who thought he was a vampire. And if you've ever heard of Scale and Claw, our Skyrim series, the voice I do for Silas Rotscale, the Lizard Man, is actually, came from the Vampire Kid.
Wow.
Just, I am a vampire. And this, protagonist is a goth chick who wants to tease him, so she like pinches his neck and pretends to bite him. He's just like, "Oh, not my life juice!" Just like, oh, what a poor little kid. Oh,
What childhood did you get, earn, deserve?
yeah. I definitely prioritize fun roles if I'm going to adventure outside Machinima too far.
Speaking of roles, has there ever been a role where you're like, okay, what am I doing? Like, is he supposed to do this and I have to act it like this? And the director's like, oh yeah, I can't find anyone else to do this role, but you have to do this because I can't find anyone else.
Um, I'm pretty sure it's happened to me. generally when people come up to me for a voice acting role, I don't think I've ever really said no to a role, as far as I know of. Or if I have, it must have been a completely horrible role, or the person who was asking me was completely horrible. Um, I'd have to say it's definitely. I'm sure it's happened. I'm definitely sure it's happened because I've had people say, "Hey, there's nobody around, but I couldn't think of anybody else because you have the best voice for the role." And I'm like, "You are definitely buttering up the poison there, aren't you?"
You liar!
You, sir, are a liar. I need to know the truth.
Don't make me bring in Megatron.
Dear goodness. Yeah, I don't mind too much being the only guy available at the time because like being in the closest reach means hey, people still come to me for roles and I haven't had to audition for 5 years now. It's just I don't do auditionings anymore except for when I try to branch out like I did for my stop motion stuff.
Stop motion. Oh yes, those. I love those.
Oh yes, Omega Supreme, Shrapnel, Whirl, and Swoop, Strafe, whatever. But yeah, it's interesting how people tend to come to me because there are multiple ways they like to go about it too. There's always the people who are like really flattering, like, "Hello, Brandy, sir. Hi. I saw your demo reel, and well, I wanted to know if you could voice act for me, and I'm willing to pay you." And I'm just like, okay, I don't think I need any money. Come on, just give me the script. What do you have? What do you have? And there's the other people who are just like, "Sup, bro? What's up, man? I need to know. You up for a role? Can you do it? Can you do it?" And I'm just like, "What?" And he's like, "Motherfucker, I asked, can you do a role?" And I'm just like, yeah, okay, fine, fire it away. Come on,
I want this done by the end of the week. If not, I'm gonna replace you. Blah 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 blah.
I want this done now. Just don't tell me what to do. Though, if I generally the only time I don't get a role done is if I am like either so busy that I start procrastinating afterwards or I just forget about a role sometimes.
Mm.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us, but I mean,
Life hits us, guys. Quit pestering us.
I'm a horrible voice actor.
I get in terms relating to machinima voice acting, I would say like who is your favorite machinima voice actor to have been casted alongside with in any machinima? Like any, you could do multiple machinima voice actors.
Oh, well, I am well, I'd have to say the one time I was starstruck by a co-actor would have to be during the very first time I did a role for the Elites of War Chronicle series.
Is it who I think it is? Just go ahead and say it. I think I might know.
Jason Axelrod.
Yes!
Yes, indeed. Jason Axelrod was a titan among titans. And then, he ended up like his mantle was passed on to Daniel Hodge, and Daniel Hodge is sort of I think he's more or less disappeared off to other bigger things. Bless his heart. And I think his mantle, I think, is more or less passed down to either Fairfield Fencer or Patrick Whitstone. One of those two, because there's no fucking way I'm up there. No, there's no way I'm there.
You're up there in my top. You're up there in my top 5 list.
Yay. I'd have to say another person who I would have been like really overjoyed to voice act with is like the rare moments when Mikey himself does a voice role, because like he's not a voice actor.
But yet people think he did actually voice acts. I'm like,
yeah, like he does cameos and stuff. He does voice one or two of his own characters, but he doesn't, like, he adds a certain flair to it. If you've ever seen, I think the very like second machinima I ever made, I Machine Language, I had him talking as a Japanese revenant.
The heck?
Yeah, it was just, okay, it was like there was like a warthog with missile pods. His name was Marco. There was Christina, the chain gun warthog.
Oh,
And then
okay,
there was
now I
Rev-
remember.
Revenant.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just had him. I was going to do the role myself because it originally came from me watching High School DxD, one of these animes.
Ah, yes.
Yes, in that anime, there's the character has like a dragon arm that goes Busudo or something like that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that as part of a Halo machinima, and so I was like, okay, let's slap it onto a revenant and make it speak Japanese. Oh, it was a glorious idea.
Japanese language with sort of a Russian accent. I was like, that can't be Mikey. The credits, Mikey. What? What is this sorcery?
I know he's got like an epic voice that you don't really expect.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm gonna watch that again sometime later on.
Oh yes.
Let's see. Let me just pull my note.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have no
some awkward
cards.
side. We have no cards. People always be prepared. Unlike me, I'm not prepared. I'm sort of prepared. I'm semi-prepared, but
You're sort of prepared.
sort of.
Sort of online.
Oh, don't mention that series. We could diverge off into an anime subject, but nah. This is about voice acting. We're not an anime podcast.
I don't know. We get stuck with Bobo or whatever it was.
There's a big influx of those nowadays. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, what is your opinion on, I guess, fan dubbing and abridging, like for anything? Like, what's your opinion on that?
I think it's. I mean, abridging. I think is something that needs to be done. Like, ever since I looked up the definition of parody and satire, I realized that if everything in the world were serious and nobody made fun of it, it would be taken way too seriously. Like, no joke, people will be like, oh, this guy is a major douche, so let's make fun of the fact that he has a really high-pitched voice, it lessens the blow. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. Like, you ever see the manga for Yu-Gi-Oh? Like,
yeah.
The main character.
Stopped,
like,
after the first book, I was like, okay, I'll watch the show.
It was serious as hell. Like, you think it's weird that people take cards so seriously. Yeah, but like in the manga, like his, that little soul crush thing that he does to everybody he beats at a card game. Like in the manga, it's literally defiling their body, like turning their eyeballs into fly mosaic multiple compound eye things. Just what the fuck is he doing? He's cursing them, And so when, the abridged version of Yu-Gi-Oh came out, it was like, oh, sweet. So nobody's really too, worried about it. It's like, screw the rules, I has monies. So I think abridging needs to be done. Fan dubbing, slightly less, but it's still a fun thing to do.
I still think there's like a big influx of so many fan dubs, especially in terms of anime. There's so much influx of fan dubs. Like no one, like not to go against like anyone who does anime fan dubbing as a hobby. Like yes, it is good to, I guess, practice these types of roles, but I would highly recommend doing it often because you don't want those copy strikes on your page.
Yeah, and to be fair, whenever I see a fan dub, I usually believe it should exist for one of a few reasons. One is that, hey, it's a Japanese only anime and you want to make it English. Okay, you could do that. That's a perfectly legit reason. Another one is, hey, the existing dub has horrible voices. I'm looking at Wok Fu for a bit. But I
could do a better voice than this, Percy.
Do you remember Rule?
Oh yeah.
Watch out! I can't even do his voice. It's like he's like part Kermit the Frog or something.
Part Kermit the Frog, part.
I don't even. You go.
It's like part Peter Griffin, part Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
In my perspective.
And everybody knows when that stuff gets put together, that's just nasty.
Oh my god, but yeah, but I say like only do that for when no one has even licensed the series. But if there is an existing dub, like come on, people respect the actors that actually take the time, and this is their lifestyle too.
I don't know. You know what I thought was hilarious is that everybody knows Four Kids, right? Four Kids. Yeah.
They say that they're the death of anime. They're
Yep.
making it bad.
I read a this is going completely off track, but you know, I read an article about how some people who make the anime over in Japan who find out that Four Kids is going to be the ones doing the dubbing for it in America actually open up the license for people to actually fan dub it because they know
It's
that
gonna be horrible.
I was just like, oh my god, they are so considerate.
Thank you, Japan, for actually doing that. Thank you. That way we don't get this bad people saying like, "Oh, these rice cakes are donuts." They're not donuts.
Or
They're rice
sandwiches.
cakes. I blame them because when I was little, I was watching. To be honest, yes, people. I watched Pokemon when I was a little kid. I actually thought those were donuts, jelly-filled donuts.
To be fair, that is definitely a like that was a reasonable mistake. You've never seen a rice ball. You don't know what the fuck that giant white triangle is with a black strip of seaweed on it. So you're just like, is that just a donut? I think it's a donut.
I actually
Should I-
went to a Japanese restaurant when I was a little kid, and I said, "Can I have a donut?" And they're like, excuse me? Yeah, that's like triangle shaped. It has like white stuff on it. You want a rice cake? That's not a donut. It's like, you know what? Give me that donut. Fine. There's no jelly in this donut. Sir, that's a rice
They-
cake. For kids!
It's all Four Kids' fault. Okay, onwards, onwards.
Onwards. Oh yeah, what are your thoughts on webcomics? Because I'm webcomics, comic dubs. Because I love those to death. People who do like dubs for webcomics.
Oh, I loved it. That I Feel Sick webcomic that I was telling you about with the Vampire Kid, that was fun. Webcomics have a lot, like they have a different playing field to me. Like, animation, you either have to match lip flaps or you have to match a certain personality.
Or just
In
insert more lip flaps.
Yeah. In webcomics, it's sort of like Halo Machinima. There's no moving mouth that you have to worry about syncing up with. And you can literally just be as zany as you fucking want because you can actually see what gesture your character is making. And so, like, if you see something Invader Zim style, where he has his arms up in the air like, I will get the world! You can freak out like that and have fun. Now I want another role like that.
Oh, don't worry, man. I'm pretty sure someone's gonna recruit you for a webcomic. Hint, hint. Hint, 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 hint.
Hey, that would be wonderful.
That would be great. I guess another thing was it. I'm trying to remember. Do you go on sites like voiceactingalliance.com and Behind the Voice Actors? Because I heard those are like popular hubs when I guess casting for any roles.
Oh, yes. I go to the Voice Acting Alliance. I go to the Voice Acting Club. I go to the Abridged Forums. I go to Behind the Voice Actors. And I think there's one more in there somewhere. I think it's just one of the machinima sites.
Probably.
Just like I have like 5 different sites I sort of browse through for any decent roles that are coming up. I rarely audition for anything because it's always like, oh, we need this voice or oh, we need that voice, and I'm more of a soft voiced, anime dude. I can play seductive, but that's about it.
Don't worry, you'll get more craft along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
There are too many of those sites, guys.
too many. I've lost track because I'm a member of those sites that you mentioned. I literally forgot my password, and so I'm often like, damn, what's the password? And so I was like, I tried doing the attempts because you only get like 5 attempts to go in, and then eventually you get like this email like, oh crap, someone is trying to access your account.
Oh dear.
Change your password immediately. I'm like, that's me. Change your password immediately.
Oh no, me is trying to steal me's account. Me is going to know where me live.
I am, guys. Do not watch this video called me, because that.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh yes.
Don't watch that. Don't watch
I don't know.
it.
Me. I actually, like, when I watched it at first, I was like, oh, boobs. But then, I watched it again for the, the actual analytical value, because everybody in the comment section wanted to see if there was a different meaning in there beyond boobs and addiction.
Yeah.
I recognize that it is definitely about boobs and addiction.
Oh, bye.
Opa and addiction. Oh, that's Spanish right there. Holy shit.
Yeah. Oh man, but back on track. Not me. Was it? Oh crap.
I don't know. That was the anaconda of the anime world for a second.
Yeah, that's the anaconda of the anime world.
I'd never seen an anime girl twerk before.
Let's just hope that's the last one we'll ever see. I swear to God, if they do make a series and then they have twerking in it, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm dropping this series. I
don't know.
care.
I'm getting tired of them wimpy anime where it's just like the boy is always getting his ass beat for random things. Just like, stop it.
There's a big influx of that now. Like the majority of series nowadays. Sorry, guys, we're gonna go on an anime divergent.
It had to happen eventually.
It has to happen eventually, but recently I've been coming across series where it's just harem. It's like,
Okay,
okay.
to be fair, I don't mind harems.
I don't mind it.
They're nice, but
Where's the romantic ones where they actually become a couple? I miss those.
yeah, like it's always like there's no resolution in harem things nowadays until you like go to the next season or something, which rarely ever happens. Either that or the one that the main character gets with is always the one that you don't want, or the one that you've been secretly wanting forever now.
Or for some odd reason.
Oh dear.
Oh crap. Or for some odd reason, the production company gives you a middle finger. It's like, nope, we're gonna go our way.
Our way.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a bad English impression. Sorry, guys. To anyone that's like a Japanese viewer, I'm sorry about the English.
You have dishonored my ears. Well, I don't know. I was a fan of Tenchi Muyo because it ended with him essentially marrying them all, and I was like, okay, that's a pretty logical thing to do.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's like assorted aliens. I don't think you have to worry about monogamy.
You're my waifu.
You're my waifu. You're my waifu. It's like Oprah's face.
Oh my god. But yeah. I hear plates. Who's eating? Is that you?
No, it's just there's this porcelain thing I have beside me that I just sort of ting with my pencil.
Okay, because I was like, oh crap, I'm interrupting your dinner time. I was like, shit.
I am an angry dragon and I need my meal.
Boost!
Boost! Dear goodness.
I am never gonna hear the end of that this upcoming season.
And no joke, anime totally inspired part of my inspiration for, the very first few years, and then I stopped making films because I was just like,
I'm gonna watch this. I don't care about the plot. I'm gonna watch this.
Oh, and I mean, I watched it for the plot.
That too. But like quote unquote plot.
The plot.
There's so much plot.
So much plot in the face.
Quit smacking me in the face with the plot.
And then I got a little disappointed because, then, like, I mean, I don't have issues with bronies or anything, but when I realized that plot is like, what, the rear end of a pony or something?
Yeah.
I was just like, oh god. Oh god, please stop it. Please stop it. I'm not comfortable with this.
And enough with the fandoming of the fan fictions, which some may be interesting to listen to, but, oh god, some of those are graphic.
Oh,
Speaking of which, what are your opinions on people doing fan dubs of, I knew we were gonna come to this, fan fictions?
fan fictions. It sort of depends on the content of the
Yeah,
fan
it depends on
fictions.
the
Once
content.
again, it's just like when people are worried about furries. It's just like there are a lot of like really raunchy ones, but like the ones that aren't, the ones that are like completely based on adventuring in the universe and not let's have
Adventure.
yeah. The ones that aren't about, hey, let's have this character and this character go at it in a certain way.
Uh,
Uh, I can generally tolerate those a lot better.
okay. Well, I think we're kind of coming near the end here. So I guess, do you have any advice to anyone that's an upcoming voice actor or who's just trying to be an amateur voice actor?
Oh, yes. I mean, it's very short, and I don't know who the hell are you to and listen to me, but but very, very big thing that I cannot stress enough is to have fun with it.
Have fun,
Um,
guys.
Y-
Have fun.
def- have fun. This is a hobby. You're not making money yet, so you're doing it purely for your enjoyment and the sense that you are either helping people create things that they couldn't do without you and your specific voice, or you're doing it because you wish to, gain fame or, however fame works on the internet. It's just all a matter of having fun, taking your time, and, picking whatever roles happen to be vaguely interesting so you can get a lot of practice and have even more fun.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. Um, also, don't rely on impressions.
Oh,
Those can only take you so far.
those hurt me inside. There have been a lot of times where I would get into a Skype call with, a couple other voice actors and a director, and one of us has to start doing Family Guy impressions, right? Yeah,
Oh,
it just
yeah.
happened. Everybody can do Peter Griffin for some reason.
Everyone can do Stewie now. I don't know why.
Like, hi. Really? You have to sound brain dead and vaguely British. Hi. Nobody tries to do Brian
I'm surprised no one doesn't want to do Brian
or Meg.
or Chris.
I don't know about Chris, but Meg has a hot voice actress.
Mila Kunis.
Hmm.
Well, that's about all the time we have for In the Booth. So join us next time when I have someone you may know in the booth.
Someone you may know, as opposed to Brandy, who you don't know.
Well, come on, everyone knows you, man.
No, do they? I actually have very little idea as to how everybody views me.
Aw. Good guy to talk to, man. Alright. So, yeah, see everyone next time in the next episode of In the Booth. Night.
Bye bye.